Hello. This is my question. My name is Rick, and my question is, when is the Torah delivered in its entirety to the Israelites? So, for example, when the Ten Commandments are given, the tablets of the law, do they include, like, the Leviticus, Numbers and Deuteronomy, as, like, it says that Moses said these things were delivered on Mount Sinai, or were there components delivered from the tabernacle?
And we're going to stop it right there. So that's the basic question. When was the Torah given? So I have probably a little bit different, well, maybe not. I don't know. My understanding, my personal belief on this is that the law generally was given in the garden, and that it was passed somewhat orally, maybe not in its entirety in terms of what we have obviously given at Sinai and then in the wilderness. But I think that there was an oral law that was given. And the reason I think that is because Noah knew what clean and unclean animals were to sacrifice. God judges the entire world for them being corrupt. Well, how would they be corrupt if they didn't have some standard to know what corruption was? We see this all the way up until the giving of the law, right? Is that there is a morality that is of the Lord and is clearly implied that people knew what was right and wrong. And Sodom and Gomorrah, so on and so forth. So I think that there was an oral component. When Moses goes up on the mountain, he's given the Decalogue, and I think he's given more than that, right? He sees the tabernacle, so I think he's seeing how things are supposed to be running on the earthly tabernacle. At least to some degree, he's learning from the Lord. But I don't think it's like he walked down the mountain with Deuteronomy in his hands, right? I don't think that he was given that amount. I think that throughout the wilderness wanderings, there's more revelation. Now, and I see the timeline, which this might be outside the realm, but I do think that this is actually really important. I see the timeline as Israel is just individual people. When they come out of Egypt, they are a full nation, and they're a wandering nation. And so these laws, I don't think that the laws were created when Israel comes out of Egypt. I think that they have always been and will always be, but they are specific for a wandering nation. And so when Israel comes out and they are the wandering nation, then these laws are shown to them to say, hey, look, these are the laws for you at this point. Then they come into the land, and those laws don't go away. They are just they're just for a wandering nation. Now Israel is something else, and so they are the laws that are given. Maybe the progressive revelation, as we call it, is given for the situations. It doesn't mean that they were created then and there. But they are given in those specific situations. Rob, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, there's a lot of different angles to answer the question depending on what he's trying to get at. But if he's asking when, like, for example, the statement of faith, the anim, amin, the emunah shlema, that the Rambam or Maimonides' 13 articles of faith, that he developed in the 12th century or whatever for true Judaism, was the idea. One of them is every letter, of the Torah that we have. And so he's thinking about a Torah scroll, every single letter is exactly what was written by Moses from Mount Sinai. So there you have about 1,000-year-old viewpoint from where we are now that is affirming that every letter was written by Moses. But it seems to me that Joshua somehow had a part in it, I think, of maybe finishing
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
The Pentateuch. But God, in his wisdom, has concealed things from us that we would like answers for. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with the uncertainty.
Thank you so much for watching this video. Tell us your thoughts on this subject by leaving a comment in the comment section. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and enable those notifications. And we'll see you in the next video.